What a treat it is to welcome back to our podium. He was here a year ago. It's been one of the greatest privileges of my career to get to know this man on a personal level. You don't often get somebody who's third in line to the presidency who came out of our movement. But he began his work fighting for our values as a constitutional attorney, defending religious liberty, working with Alliance Defending Freedom and other pro-religious liberty legal organizations to fight for the rights of Christians and other people of faith to express their faith in the public square free from discrimination and persecution. He then served in the Louisiana legislature. He was elected to Congress. And some of you will remember that rather crazy and bizarre speaker's race where there were multiple candidates, and then this man emerged. But I am here to tell you, there was an angel in the whirlwind, because he has the intelligence, he has the character, he has the principles and the understanding of our values, and he has the temperament to be a leader. I believe this is a divine appointment. God has given him favor with his colleagues, favor with the president, and favor with the American people. We are 130 days away from a midterm election, and among all the things that we must do, at the very top of the list is making sure that Mike Johnson remains Speaker of the House of Representatives. Would you please welcome the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. It is, boy, I have to turn the mic lower than Ralph. This is, I want y'all to know I was 4 inches taller when I became Speaker of the House. They have beat me down mercilessly, but I am still fighting because we're in this together. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. I am so grateful to the Faith and Freedom Coalition. I cannot tell you what an inspiration and example Ralph Reed has been for me, for so many years, and I know to all of you as well. And this coalition, this group, as you know, you are the backbone of the conservative movement. I mean, we would not be in the majority right now if it were not for you. That is a true statement. That's just, I know, we all know. I don't know the exact number, but it's somewhere north of 10 million doors that were knocked on for the 2024 election. We do this together. It is a grassroots effort and operation, and it could not happen without everybody in this room and your faith and your persistence and your faithfulness. Psalm 11:3 says, if the foundations be destroyed, what will the righteous do? That is not a rhetorical question for you and me. It's one we have to answer right now. And I've been more animated than usual this week because of the illustrations that we have seen of that. Right now, the foundations of America are under violent and unprecedented attack. And you know that that is true. And so while we assemble every year, I think this is the 17th Road to the Majority event. It's amazing. Thank you for being a part of it, because it's never been more important than it is right this moment, okay? Look, we know what's happened just in the last few days. Earlier this week, you saw the election results in New York City and a couple of other places around the country. No, the speaker's job is a unique one, because when I'm not here and we're not, in session voting, leading the legislative agenda, the legislative branch, the speaker is supposed to be on the road, because the speaker's in charge of the whole map. To keep the majority, you're the leader of the party and the major fundraiser for the legislative branch, and you got to get out and travel. So I go all around the country, and I go to the blue states and the swing districts, and just endlessly traveling. And I have been seeing this for a long time, and I've been saying for a long time, this midterm is going to be unlike any in history. There is a dangerous trend going on in the country right now. And the best way to describe what I've seen is, I've said there's just little mini Mamdanis popping up all around the country running for Congress. Now, I started saying this many months ago, and everybody like, no, that's not. Yes, well, you just saw it. And we cannot look the other way. You cannot take this for granted. It's a serious threat, my friends. Some of the most radical people who have ever run for office are on the ballot in the fall, and they're running for Congress, so many of these. And I brought you a little greatest hits list here, just a sample of some of the people who will very likely be joining the 120th Congress in January, because they're winning these blue state primaries. Let me tell you something. The danger that we have right now is that the energy, the excitement, the grassroots operation, the money is on the side of the insurgent left, and they are openly running as Marxist, communists for Congress. When Ronald Reagan was in this very building, decades ago, he talked about the threat of communism. He was referencing something happening as a threat overseas. It's now on our own shores, in our own homeland. Listen to some of these examples. This is candidate Wang in California, refuses to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Hamaway in New Jersey has ties to Al-Qaeda and other terrorist organizations. Chevalier in New York, she's becoming famous. That was one of Mamdani's endorsees. She wants to abolish the border and all police. Mendoza of Arizona wants to decriminalize trans prostitution. You didn't know that was a thing? James in Iowa wants to apologize for being white. Miss Garriott in Iowa performed a Satanist wedding. These are congressional candidates. Bennett, New Jersey, stopped going to church, quote, because Trump voters were there, okay? The insurgent left is taking over. Now listen, I don't know if you've seen this, and if anybody shared it from the podium, and if they have, forgive me for repeating it, but the DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, it sounds so innocuous, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Don't say that. This is their platform. Listen, this is actually quotes from their platform that they published, I think, about a day or two ago. You can find this on the internet. Okay, here's just a sample of what they're about. They put this on paper. They're saying the quiet things out loud. Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy. Expand the House of Representatives, implement proportional representation and ranked choice voting in all elections. Establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people. Abolish ICE and grant amnesty for all. End sanctions on Cuba, Venezuela, and Iran. Free Palestine, quote, for a free Palestine with Jerusalem as its capital. End all military and economic aid to Israel. Prosecute U.S. and Israeli leaders responsible for the genocide in Gaza. Abolish the carceral state. Listen, quote, redirect police and prison funding to public services as steps towards abolishing the carceral forces of the capitalist state. Y'all, it goes on and on and on. Defund the Department of War. Replace the president and the Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen and subordinate to Congress, which they're hoping to take over. And the last one is abolish the Senate. Now, some of you may agree with that, but just leave that one there. Okay. It's fine. I'm kidding. I love my colleagues over there. There's a new Gallup and NBC poll. Came out, I think, 4 days ago. Listen to this. Only 29% of Democrat voters now say they are proud to be American. Over half now say they want to live in another country. Go. We can't deport that many. So let me tell you, this is a very sober, let's see how much time I have. Oh dear, 3 minutes. Okay, look, I am very bullish about the midterms. Let me just tell you right now, as a leader of this little army in the House, we are ready for this fight. We're ready for this fight. We're called for it. My friends, I have a very boring 90-minute slideshow that I could go through with you right now. All the reasons we're going to win. We are going to defy history. It is true, we have to defy history. Only twice in 90 years has a sitting president picked up seats for his party in that first 2-year cycle. But this is a midterm unlike any other, not only because of the threats that we face that are very real and must be confronted, but it's because of a lot of reasons on paper why we should win. We have a great record to run on. You just heard our extraordinary Treasury Secretary recount some of the big wins that we've done. I could do this with you all day, talking about the 700 bills we passed through the House, the 100 executive orders we've codified, and all the great things we've done for hardworking American families, and pro-family policies and pro-life policies, and we're fulfilling our promises. We have better candidates than the Democrats do. They are on the verge of an open civil war because the establishment Democrats are being pushed out by the Marxists. They're having a lot of disarray on their side, and that will play to our advantage in the midterms. We have, for the first time in 10 years, my friends, we have a slight fundraising advantage over the Democrats. That never happens. People are so motivated, and we have the President of the United States running like it's 2024, okay? He's going to tell you that himself here in a few minutes. He's going to tell you. He's out doing campaigns and rallies, and he's going to look right into the eyes of the camera and say, I am on the ballot, because in a real sense he is. If we were to lose the midterms, heaven forbid, these Democrats, y'all, impeachment's not even the big concern. They will turn every committee of Congress into an investigative body, and they'll go after the president's family, the cabinet, his donors and friends. Half of you in this room will be targeted. I run the protection program. I'll take care of you, okay? We're going to win. We're going to win the midterm, okay? All right? I'll leave you with this thought. Oh dear, a minute. Okay, I'll leave you with this thought. We have been portraying this. Newt Gingrich gave us the idea. He has a way of crystallizing things so well. He said, Mike, this midterm, think of it like this. This midterm is not a contract with America year. You guys did that in 2024, and you have fulfilled those promises. You delivered for the people. This is not a contract with America year. This is a contrast for America year. And the contrast is between common sense and crazy, okay? And they give us new illustrations every day now of crazy. We don't have to make it up. I'm going to tell you that we're called to be faithful. I did a little tour a couple weeks ago. I'll end with this. We had faith influencers. A big group of them came to the Capitol, and among them was Frank Turek, a dear friend, and many others that you would know. Is Frank here? He could be here. But he took a clip of what I was sharing with them on Statuary Hall floor, and it's gotten a lot of attention. And I want to share this with you because it's so encouraging to me. People say to me all the time, I know you're a man of faith. I know you pray. Why you don't ever seem to be riled up by that? I mean, you don't get nervous. People run around with their hair on fire all the time, and you seem to be always calm. How do you do that? So this is a matter of faith. It really is. And I said, I draw great inspiration from what the founders said and did and wrote, and how they believed and walked out their faith in public, and how they hoped and expected and prayed that future leaders would do the same. And I'm apt to quote John Quincy Adams. So I was doing a tour, and I'd love to bring you all on a tour sometime if we ever had time. I'd take you through the original House chamber, which is now Statuary Hall. There's a gold plate on the floor where John Quincy Adams once sat as he served in the House. You probably know the story of John Quincy Adams. He was our 6th president, John Adams' son. After he was president, he ran for the House of Representatives. No one's ever done it since, because why would you? But he had a mission. He had a mission. He ran for Congress because he was determined. He had a deep conviction from God that slavery was wrong, and he wanted to end it in the United States. This is the mid-1800s. Sadly, the nation was not yet ready to do that, but he brought the resolution over and over and over to end it. And on about the 13th or 14th failed attempt, famously, someone came up to him and they said, Mr. President, why are you doing it? It's going to fail again. Very simply, he said, duty is ours, results are God's. Very liberating way to live. But I'm out of time. Let me just share with you what I think is even more inspirational than that. The continuance of the story that I shared on the floor and that they're sharing around, I want to share with you. John Quincy Adams was sitting on the floor, and he failed in that attempt. And after the Mexican-American War, we were expanding the country westward, and there was a move to install slavery out west. So John Quincy Adams, they called him the old man eloquent. He was 80 years old, and he was standing on the House floor arguing with passion and conviction and clarity from Scripture why we should not do that. And he fell, had a stroke, and he fell on the floor, where the gold plate is now, the brass plate. They picked him up, and they took him into what is now the women's reading room. It used to be the speaker's room, and they laid him on a couch. He fell into a coma, and he died there 2 days later. That couch is still there, by the way. If you come late at night, I'll show you. It's reupholstered, but it's still there. So he passes out, and he passes away 2 days later. Now, here's the coolest thing, and I'll end with this. 6 pallbearers carried his casket a few days later. Among them was a young congressman from Illinois named Abraham Lincoln. Now, listen, okay. The 6th president was not able to eradicate slavery, but his deep moral conviction and his inspiration inspired young Abraham Lincoln, who went on to become the 16th president and finish the job. The moral of this story is what I wanted to share with this audience in particular, because you're faithful and you're out there and you're engaged and you're doing the job. All we're called to do is be faithful. We do not know when the results of that will bear fruit. We don't know for sure. We can't know for certain. But we do know if we are faithful, God will use it. And so we are called to do our duty, and the results are up to Him. He's not done with America yet, my friends. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thanks for what you're doing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage speaker, author, former Secret Service agent, and 9/11 World Trade Center survivor, Darren Kinder.